Okay, I'm John Skinner, and I'm going to talk about rigging eels for striped bass. And here's the goal. Here's an eel that was in the freezer for 6 months, and then I rigged it, fished it for 3.5 nights, caught 10 bass between 12 and 40 pounds on this, and that explains its condition, why it's so light in color. The fish have basically stripped the coloring off of it. On my YouTube channel, jskinner5278, there's a nice video on how to fish these, and you should also look around at other people's videos on how to rig eels. Check out the Surfcasters Journal website. Okay, I'm going to show you how I rig it. Let's get to it. Okay, so we start by getting all of the slime off the eel. Just take some paper towels, give a good pull on everything. This is a previously frozen eel, frozen, I guess, late November. And this is mid-June, and it's fine. It's just fine for rigging. Okay. Let's get it nice and dry. Alright, we're good to go. Okay, lay the eel out. The first thing we're going to do is start sewing in the tail hook. This is a 7/0 Siwash tinned hook. You can see I've closed this with some solder. I've put a split ring on there. Split ring probably isn't necessary. Okay, this is 50-pound test Dacron. Take a length like that. And then double it. Get it through the ring. And through. And then just to make it easier to go through what's the big needle, take a snip off of there. And I've got the big needle, easy to thread now. Okay, here we go in the vent of the eel. Running pretty shallow. And out the mouth we come. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now we're going to get this this hook into the vent of the eel. We're pulling from the front, and there we go. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to place the head hook, another 7/0 tinned Siwash, some copper wire, soldered to the shank, soldered here to close it, barb crushed as is this hook, and very well sharpened. Okay, in the mouth, want to come out dead center. Up there. Okay, this is very important now. We want to make sure that this length of line, stretching from the head hook to the tail hook, is neither loose nor tight. If it's tight, it will affect the swimming of the eel. If it's loose, then what happens when you get a fish on the tail hook, it will kind of pull things apart. So what I'm doing is I'm positioning basically where I want the final position of the hooks. I want that right up in the mouth. I want this about here. This is good. And if I pull on that, I see I have contact, so the line is the way I want it. So now what I'm going to do is carefully grab that line against the hook so it doesn't move. Okay, then I'll slide the head of the eel back so I have some tying room, and I'm being careful not to change the length of the line. And we're going to loop through the eye, a couple of wraps. There's nothing special about this knot. We'll just make a couple of loops on here. This is now we're dealing with 50-pound double Dacron, so you just need to get a halfway decent knot up here. It's never going to come out. Okay, that's good enough. I'm going to make a few overhand knots. We can trim it off, we'll be in good shape. Okay, and the last one I'll just double over on itself. I'm good to go. There's no way that's coming out. And the purpose of this is just to connect the tail hook with the head hook. So if you get a fish on the tail hook, you are hanging off this length and off this knot. That's fine. Never had one come out. Okay, now we need to position the hooks. Sew them in. So basically the vice grips gives me an extra set of hands. So what I'll do is put this hook here. Now I'll just hold it up. It makes tying easier for me. Okay. Okay, this is waxed rigging floss. Offshore guys like to use this for rigging baits. Very good for rigging eels. Okay, now I need my smaller needle. Okay. And through the bottom, through the hook eye, out near an eye, like this. It's pretty long, and that's for a reason. Okay, not tightening it down much there, just leaving it kind of loose. Same on the other side. Alright, now I'm going to tighten down. Trying to keep everything even. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and forth across the head of the eel. So this will give me a very secure wrap up here. And remember, we've got that copper wire soldered to the hook, and this is going between the eye of the hook and that soldered wire. So this is what prevents the eel from sliding down the hook. I mean, basically, if you sew these things so that the hooks point down, they're gonna catch fish, but you want them to catch more than one fish. So you want to tie them so that they're going to hold up, so you can catch 6, 8, even 10 fish or more on the same eel. Okay, finish up with a double. The nice thing about this waxed rigging floss is it really sticks down nice. It doesn't come out when you're fishing. And again, it's just to hold things together. You're never going to lose a fish because the wax rigging floss comes out. It's the Dacron that holds the fish on. Okay. And that's that. That head is not sliding down. Okay. Alright. Right here is a good point for it to tear with a fish on. So something we can do to help that keep that from happening. A little piece of Dacron. Wax rigging floss. Okay. And we're going to go right underneath the hook. Okay, like that. Okay. Head hook is secure. We need a place to connect our line, which I use tactical angler's clips for that. Some guys are going to tie direct. Now that they make tactical angler's clips, you really don't need to tie direct. I'm making more of a project out of this than it needs to be. Okay, good enough. Okay, front hook done. Secure that tail hook. Okay, we're back to the rigging floss. Okay, so I'm making sure I stretch this out, and what I'm doing is I'm looking for the eye of the hook. And I can feel it, it's right here, so I'm just going to go right through the eye of the hook, out the side of the eel. It's in there. Okay. And I'm going to tie this, not too tight yet, leave it loose. Same on the other side. Okay, I gotta make sure everything's nice and straight the way I want it. You want to make, I mean, these hooks, the purpose of these hooks besides hooking the fish is to make sure they act as keel. So you definitely need those things pointing straight down so they can do their jobs. And we can tighten up on this right now. Okay. Same on the other side. Done. Okay. And in the same way that we don't want it ripping here, we don't want it ripping here either. So we'll do the same that we did for the front. Okay, we're going to go just underneath. Okay, cinch it down. That's it. Eel is done. This is one of the best big striped bass lures there is. And then the final step. This is all I'm going to do is I'm going to just dip it in water because it's dry now because I de-slimed it. So I've got a bucket of water, just get it wet. And there we go. Into my Ziploc bag. I'll be fishing tonight, so it goes in the refrigerator. Sometimes in the winter I'll do a bunch of these, put them back in the freezer, pull them out when I need them, and that's it. And I don't worry about freezer burn. I don't think the bass are looking at them worrying about freezer burn, so I don't worry about it either. That's it.